Many of the current political prisoners were actually tortured in the traditional sense of having been tortured at the time that they were arrested.
We are here testifying before the United Nations and the United States State Department about the issue of conversion therapy in the United States.
I'm here advocating for military sexual trauma.
I'm the director and founder of the Malcolm X Center for Self-Determination.
I am the president of SNAP, Survivors Network of Those Abused by Priests.
The key issues to be addressed: the torture policies, impunity, Guantanamo, secret detention, police brutality, high security prisons, the death penalty, discrimination of communities. All this will be subject of discussion at the Committee Against Torture.
Things look differently from the point of view of a government as to how it looks from the point of view of civil society.
And if it was not for the information of local organizations, the committee would not have reasonable recommendations that mean something for the country.
Well, there's no doubt that our interaction with the civil society in the entire process is crucial, and it's not really possible to produce quality work without their involvement.
Today, they talked about how in 2006, when the U.S. was last reviewed by CAT, I think they said it was about a dozen people, right? And perhaps a bit more. Now we have a delegation of more than 70 people.
The first role of civil society organizations would be to draft and submit shadow reports or alternative reports, where the state party has provided its report that gives the official views, and the shadow reports would give the maybe alternative view of civil society organizations.
So we prepared a 10-page shadow report, which we submitted a couple months ago. And then as we got close, we prepared just a one-page document, and we included our logo with some colorful photos of the children to attract attention.
So a part of the process is informing committee members on the Committee Against Torture about your issue, so that maybe they'll raise the question to the members of the U.S. delegation.
Yesterday, we spoke with both the U.S. State Department and the Committee Against Torture about conversion therapy in the United States, hoping that the committee might ask a question of the United States State Department in their meeting today.
When I was a child, a licensed psychotherapist tried and failed to change something I never chose. I am here with the National Center for Lesbian Rights Born Perfect campaign to request your help in ending this cruel, inhuman, and degrading practice.
We also have direct contact with some of the civil society organizations. We have a private meeting where there's no access for the public, so that we, in confidence, can have exchanges with these NGOs.
Then we need a body to help coordinate these various different parts of civil society to then go to the UN, Geneva, and hold the U.S. accountable, whether they're testifying, whether they're making presentations, or whether they're engaged in advocacy.
None of this would have been possible if we hadn't been coordinated with the other group. You know, they are hearing about issues from Guantanamo, issues of prison conditions across the country, issues of police brutality across the country. Our issue is a very small issue, but through our coordination with other groups, we are helping them understand how it's interconnected.
People in the United States, just like around the world, don't really have a lot of information about the review processes.
This is an issue that we have been advocating on for 20 years, 25 years, and it was not until we started bringing it in the human rights context that it started to get traction within the U.S. government.
We believe that the treaty review process is helpful. Every time before the review, there is a change of status of some significant prisoner. Jamil Al-Amin was held in solitary confinement for 7 years. About 6 weeks ago, he was released.
We help them to come here and to know how to engage the committee the best way and to follow the proceedings and use them.
Because we are here talking to committee members and the staff members, it seems as though we are making an impact, because today the committee members ask our government officials questions, and they included questions about our issue.
Today, for the first time in history, the United Nations mentioned conversion therapy not one but 3 times. It was a huge, historic day for the entire LGBT movement.
An amazing day.
Amazing.
Yes, we rely on civil society. That's very clear.
Essentially, we want to bring the convention home. So we have to give visibility to the proceedings here, and we have to help our partners in doing advocacy after the report to hold the government account in implementing the recommendations.
We believe that the recommendations of the Committee Against Torture will become a standard.
Once I get back stateside to America, I'm going to take this recommendation to my congressman and hopefully introduce law that will be permanent.
Our doors for the civil society have been open, and I have to tell you, they are quite wide.
It should give every NGO out there, no matter where they are, hope that, you know what, they can advocate to the UN or whatever their pathway is, that they can advocate and it can change.
To raise our demands to a human rights rather than a civil rights level means that the people will make a greater demand and the government will have to make a greater response.